I knew and always knew that we were going to have a Hall of Fame. But our program was so young that it was kind of difficult up until that point. Remember now, we really got started with the NCAA program in 1980-81 year. We had the success in those years primarily was with women's track. And that's why if you look at the Hall of Fame, they dominated the early years of inductees. So we had been talking about it for a while. I think what really gave us the impetus to get over that, to get past the conversation stage and into the action stage was talking with the sports alumni from our predecessor school that we merged with Boston State. Boston State had tremendous athletic success in their history. And so being able to engage that alum and bring them into the fold to create the Hall of Fame and get us going was really critical. I think it was very important for UMass Boston as an institution to do that. I think it was extremely important for the Boston State alumni to reconnect and become part of UMass Boston and to be able to celebrate their athletic history, their past, and their accomplishments in the athletic world. So it made perfect sense. And there were people who really worked hard at making that happen.
First response, I think I had a visceral reaction. I was elated. It really was. It was a surprise. It was a surprise. I did feel honored. I remember, going into the venue and it just being filled with faces and people that I hadn't seen in years. A lot of people that I didn't recognize, but recognized me. So y'all was gracious about that, feeling positive that I guess left a positive impression with folks. It was good to have many former team members come back. I think some folks traveled as far as the West Coast, California. That was Kelly Rainey. It was good to see many of the assistant coaches and our beloved, I would be remiss if I did not mention him, Brian Fitzgerald, who was the head trainer at the time. That experience was like a final acknowledgement for the university's acknowledgement, recognition that particular team had really set the tone and the bar very high for UMass Boston athletics. Amongst ourselves, we would joke, hey, we put UMass on the map. And although it was a joke, it was also very much true. No one knew of UMass Boston athletics before we came on the scene in Division III at the national level at that magnitude. So it was very rewarding and fulfilling to have the university embrace us with those inductions.
It's a fulfillment of a vision. The vision was that we would have a real strong, credible athletic program across the board. And obviously that's happened. UMass Boston Athletics is certainly a force in Division III, very competitive. And we've had a lot of students who've had great individual success as they competed for our teams. Volleyball, we've had some players. Watching the volleyball program develop, and I don't know if you know this, but at one point, when we were trying to grow the program, we lost the volleyball coach as the season was starting. and I ended up coaching the women's volleyball team that season, which was a real experience for me. But to come from that level of difficulty with our volleyball program to one that became a national power, it was exciting. And watching those ladies who competed on that team go into the Hall of Fame after knowing what they contributed and what they gave was really satisfying. It was the same across all the sports.
It's been a magnificent experience each time. Each time, it never gets dull. And that's a testament to the energy and the commitment of the athletic department, as well as the broader university, to continue the trend of having such a momentous ceremony for its former student athletes across the board, whether it's, you know, volleyball, track, baseball, whatever the sport is. And I believe it does cement stronger alumni relations.